Hey, good morning from downtown Blue Ridge. I'm your host, BKP. It's a beautiful day. It's raining a little bit. We see the rain, but you know we need the rain. The gardens. I hear all the farmers and all of you out there that your gardens are dry and you need some rain. So here it is. I am BKP. You're watching. Good morning from downtown Blue Ridge. I'm just looking around a little bit. I get amazed every Friday morning what a beautiful little town this is. Nice and quiet, and I like to see it start up in the morning. I call it America. We're here at the shops of Sycamore Crossing. Now, just because it's raining, as long as we don't have a blowing rain under this nice cover here, we can always broadcast. We're up here. We're here every Friday throughout the summer from 8 to 11. Want you to come by and say hello. We always set up some guests. We got a couple big topics we're going to go over this morning. We have some guests coming. Have you heard about Project Chimp? I mean, have you heard about that? Are you hearing somebody's going to bring 200 chimps to Fannin County? Well, we're going to have the CEO of Project Chimp with us this morning. Sarah Davis is going to be right here at 9 o'clock to discuss. She's the CEO of Project Chimp. She's going to come right here and sit on the couch and tell us all about the 200 chimps, where they're coming from, and all the questions that you may have. If you have a question about Project Chimp that you want me to look at before Ms. Davis gets here this morning at 9, 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. You've been hearing about Project Chimp. You'd like to ask me a question. Again, I have the phone right here, 706-889-9700. Also, you can send emails to Chief. That's chief@fetchernews.com during the show if you have any questions. Also, do you have an opinion on medical marijuana? Cannabis oil. That has really been something of some would call it controversy. Medical marijuana. You know, we think of it and we just can't get it out of our mind. The picture of, for some of us, we can't get out of our mind the rolling up a joint. Okay, we can't get that out of our mind. I'm just serious. We can't get out of our mind that, you know, well, when I hear marijuana, I'm thinking of stoners, all the above. We can't get that out of our brain. But I'm here to tell you, if you'll take just a minute, prescription drugs that we have approved throughout this country can be far more damaging and addictive than medical marijuana. So why do we look at it different? What are the benefits? Who can it help? I'm going to have some guests on the show this morning. We're going to meet with Rick and Melissa Searcy. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about my friend Angel and medical marijuana. We're going to have a full segment on that at 8:30 this morning. Okay, folks, Project Chimp. You have questions on medical marijuana? 706-889-9700. Or you want to talk about Project Chimp in Fannin County, same number. Before we get started, you do not have to cancel your plane flights. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to cancel your weekend reservations anywhere. You don't have to stay home. The world did not end anytime the people speak. Anytime the people use their voice and they go to the ballot box, like they did yesterday in Great Britain, and voted to leave the EU, the European Union. Now, this morning on all of the affiliates out there, you're going to hear how detrimental it's going to be to your 401k and the stock market. Let me look here real quick. I pulled up one business page. Stock market looks to be futures down 506 this morning. So relax, folks. What this is the financial, the world financial system is determined that they're going to tell you, the people, that you can't have your will, and we'll show you how it works. How dare you go to the ballot box and vote to leave the EU? How dare you want to be a sovereign country? How dare you? Well, I know gold is through the roof. Futures look like they're going to be down 506 at opening bell. All right. Relax. It's not going to be the disaster that all the media is telling you. They want to force this disaster. They want to force how bad jobs. It's even going to affect American jobs, all the above. Take a deep breath. Don't cancel your travel plans. If you want to buy gold, sell stock, that's up to you personally. But I'm telling you what it is basically the world financial markets, the people that want to control things are saying this morning, how dare you vote the will of the people? It's amazing what happens. We'll show you. We'll manipulate the money. We'll show you. We will starve you. We'll show you. We will cut out everything. How dare you have will of your own to vote to leave the EU? Now, if I'm Obama, I don't even get out of bed today. I'm serious. I call in sick. I'm serious. If I am this guy, I call in sick. I say, you know what? I'm taking a day off. It's Friday. I will take a 3-day weekend. Why not spend a couple $100,000 of the taxpayers' money, go play some golf? I mean, that's exactly what I would do. I mean, shut down a couple golf courses, play 18 holes here, 18 holes here. Just give Michelle and the kids, a whole bunch of America's cash and say, go spend it. I'm out of here for the weekend. Why? Because look at how many elections the president is losing. The president of the United States goes over to Great Britain and says, we're going to put you at the back of the line. If you, the people of Great Britain, if you vote to leave the EU, it will hurt your trade deal so bad you will be put at the back of the line, AKA sitting in the back of the bus. Okay, so he says you will be put in the back of the line on trade deals. You won't get accepted. You'll be out. You'll be shunned. The world will not even know you anymore. Folks, this morning, before we jump the gun too fast, okay, let's remember, it was a narrow margin, 48-52 or something like that. 17 million votes to 19 million votes. But the bottom line is the Brexit leave vote won. Now they have to file, I'll do this during the break, I think, they have to file a charter or chapter 50. They have to file something with the EU. So David Cameron says, it won't be my hands on that piece of paper. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Okay? See, EU told David Cameron, your job is to keep them in. Keep the cash coming to us. Now, let me not get sidetracked. So Obama goes over there and says, you're going to be in the back of the line. He loses an election. Don't forget, Obama supported globalism, went to Britain, did a speech. Remember, they said, like, who do you think you are coming over here telling us what to do? Love the media. They can't get anything right. So Obama goes over there, gets told off for coming over and telling us what to do, okay? And they don't report that. They do not take that to task, that an American president goes somewhere else to a sovereign country, which is now sovereign. That's what they wanted, their sovereignty. A country, and he stands on their soil and tells them what to do. So this morning, Donald Trump's in Scotland. He is opening up, doing a ribbon-cutting grand tour. We forget he's still a businessman. We forget he's still a private citizen. We forget he's a billionaire that owns these clubs, that he has projects going. And just because you want to follow him over there, if the guy says, I'm getting sidetracked, but stay with it, there's a point here. If Donald Trump says, hey, I'm going to Scotland, I'm going to open this golf course today, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to pick the day because I'm going to get plenty of publicity, and the cameras are going to be there, but don't expect me to come out and tell the people of Scotland or tell the people of Britain what to do, how to do their, how to handle their business. Don't expect that, right? So he doesn't do that. Oh, they're in an uproar. They're in an uproar. I can't believe the presidential candidate for the Republican Party has gone over there and he's not even going to discuss Brexit. He's not even going to make this a part of his speech. He's going to talk about the 18th hole. He's going to talk about the beautiful, beautiful suites in his hotel. Guys, he's a businessman. He owns this place. He got maximum exposure for this place this morning in business. There's a novel ideal. Run your business. Maybe he might run the country like he runs his business. Now, let me get back to this. All the media you hear today, please, please, I'm asking you, keep in mind, okay? Great Britain, this is the country that within, I'm pretty sure, I'm just going rogue here. I'm going Sarah Palin rogue, okay? Great Britain is the country that declared war on Japan, what was it, 2 hours after the attack? Or whatever? Immediately. We got attacked, immediately they declared war, right? You remember 9/11? Who came over? Like Tony Blair, don't like Tony Blair. Who came over, sit in the gallery with George Bush and said, we got your back, first and foremost? Who was the first to come in and said, we're side by side with you at 9/11? Our men and women are going to sacrifice because you got attacked. Now be careful, folks, when you take what has been one of our greatest allies. This is what I love, is we're being told that Donald Trump will destroy our alliances, our relationships with foreign leaders. That's the fear, okay? You remember the fear? Barack Obama comes back and he says, you know, hey, they're a little jittery out there. I stopped these foreign places. They say, oh, this Mr. Trump, a little nervous. But these are the people, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, endorsed globalism, endorsed the EU, and lost. They're on the wrong side of history this morning, okay? Obama goes over there, endorses it, supports it, campaigns for it. Hillary Clinton came out, I think it's April, I don't know, you can look it up. She came out, Hillary Clinton came out and supported the best thing that people could do is stay within the European Union and continue to make a cohesive union there, all the above. Globalism, 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 both of them. Obama lost in the Supreme Court. 4-4 tie. Immigration. Guess what? Deport them. Deport them. The Fifth Circuit said that President Obama's executive action on immigration, that he just said, oh, I'll change immigration all by myself. The Fifth Circuit said no. Okay, we're at a deadlock. I'm going to try to explain it quick. We're at a 4-4 tie in the Supreme Court right now. It's a total deadlock. So if there is a 4-4 tie, they don't write a dissent. They don't write a decision. They just come out and make one page. You don't even see who the vote is, okay? You don't even see who the vote is. You just see that it's a 4-4 tie, deadlock, move on. And what that does is that refers the decision to the lower court. So that means yesterday when the Supreme Court came out on President Obama's immigration plan and said his executive order, his own, he did all by himself, okay? They said, deadlock, move along, nothing to see here, bring it back at a later date. Moves back the decision to the Fifth Circuit. You lost. The president lost a Supreme Court battle on his executive order immigration plan. Deport them. Deport them. That's Supreme Court said Fifth Circuit is correct, so let's get to work today. Get them out, move them up, head them up, right? Is that what? Rawhide, right? Let's go. Out of here. You're out of here. Fifth Circuit said you need to go home. There you go. So he lost that. Now, while I'm on that, it's very, very important that you understand we have to have a president that will break that tie of 4-4. So if you are out there today, okay, and you're on the fence and you're anti-Trump and you're never Trump and you're this and you're that and you're out there in left field, you need to understand these 4-4 ties, it's going to be 5-4. Soon the court will be 5-4. It will be 5-4 this way. It'll be 5-4 that way. It will soon be 6-3. I got my numbers right? Okay, I got to make sure. Lonnie, do the math for me while I'm moving up and down the scale. 6-3, okay? And so on. So I'm telling you now. All right, He lost the Supreme Court. He lost in the EU. His gun measures all fell apart. It's your fault. Hey, he threw his hands up. He threw his hands up. He waved them in the air like he just does not care. And he quit and said, hey, you guys, you don't want to do sensible, logical gun control? No problem. I'm out of here. I'm through. It's your fault if anything happens. So the wackos go down and they stage a set-in. Now I tell you, you remember when you were a kid, little kid? What time I got? I'm going well. Everything's going well, right? You remember when you were a little kid and you wanted to get your tent out and put it in the living room? Like you remember that, right? Right? You wanted to put your tent. What did you have? Like the little Superman or Spidey Man, or which one you had? I don't know which one you had, but you had one of them. I can tell. But you wanted to put the little tent in the living room. Mom, please, do the mom, please, can I put the tent in the living room? You don't have a mic over there today. Okay, well, Lonnie's like, Mom, please let me put the tent in the living room, right, and call my friends. That's what the whack jobs did on the House of the Floor. Okay, they went home, got their Spider-Man little tents, and they sat on the House of the Floor. They roasted marshmallows, and they sang, we shall overcome, we shall get gun control, because that's the problem. All right, enough with that. I was going somewhere. So he's lost the gun control. He lost his Supreme Court. He lost in the EU. Hillary's a disaster. I don't know, the list goes on. We got anything else? I mean, for sure we can find something. Okay, we said the common goal, or something that coalesced. You remember during the primary, this is one I loved. I actually practice this when, my co-host Monday through Thursday, George, likes to joke about my 3 to 4 syllable pronunciation problems, right, Lonnie? Okay, he likes to do that. So during the campaign, I practiced coalesce, because they were always coalescing. They were wanting to coalesce here and coalesce there. Every time I turned it on, they were coalescing, okay? So I practiced that, all right? Now, the one thing that we have been told that all Republicans, conservatives can coalesce around is the ideal of defeating Hillary Clinton. Folks, for the first time in the history of the Clintons, somebody's name is going to be on the ballot that went straight for her throat and is not going to take their foot off her neck. And so if you're out there with the common, we can coalesce behind somebody that will go after Hillary Clinton, it's a done deal. That's finished. Check that off. Candidate that will attack Hillary and tell the truth about being her crooked, all the above, the Clinton Foundation, Whitewater, you name it, bimbo eruption, whatever it is. Check. Donald Trump's done that. Now, he launched a website called Crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary, lyingcrookedhillary.com. Now, I have to say this. Now, would the mild-mannered Ward, what was his name? Ward, Leave It to Beaver, what was it? Ward Cleaver, right? Yeah, would Ward Cleaver, Mr. Mitt Romney, would Ward Cleaver stand up there and say, today we have launched a website? Because I would like to highlight some of the things Madam Secretary Clinton has done in the past several years. So today we're launching a website called Hillary is a Bad Person. Right? That would be the Mitt Romney. We're going after her. I have launched a whole team. This is Mitt Romney, okay? Some years ago, all of you Republicans that can't coalesce, Mitt Romney said, he would be up at the podium right now saying, Hillary's bad. Hillary's real bad. I'm good. Hillary's bad. So we've launched a website that's called Hillary's a Real Bad Person.com. And if you go there, you will see pictures of Hillary being a bad person. It's really scary. Now, fast forward. Donald Trump, lying, crooked Hillary. That will be in the brain. You will not get that out. That will be like the song you heard that you can't stand. Right, Lonnie? Back me up on this. You're riding down the road. You don't know why that station is on. You don't know who the last person was in the car, which was really you. You don't know why the Carpenters are playing. And you don't know why you're going down the road singing a Carpenter song or a Melissa Etheridge. Oh, wow, what a day that was, right? But then all of a sudden you're singing it, and then you say, oh, my God, I can't get that out of my head. That's what happens. Lying, crooked Hillary, it's a done deal. It is there. It is seared right in the brain. It's done. And he launched a website. And he says it every time he turns around. And he says most corrupt person that has ever tried to seek the office of president. I'm getting wound up. Hey, it's 8:20. I don't know. I think that was pretty good. If I say so myself, I think that was pretty good. Supreme Court knocked down the affirmative action case, okay, said that the University of Texas did nothing wrong there. And I read a little on that case. I don't think that was the affirmative action case that you really wanted to see. Come before the Supreme Court. I don't want to bore you with the details on that. But folks, Brexit, the world did not end today. Please, go on with your travel plans. Come on down to downtown Blue Ridge. Bring your dog. We're going to have at 8:30 in a couple minutes. Tell people to tune in. We're going to do a special segment that we're going to be chopping and putting on the website because we're going to be discussing medical marijuana, okay? Cannabis oil. We're going to be discussing that. I got some professionals coming in. I have some people coming in that have actually experienced the differences of being able to use cannabis oil with their daughter. They're going to talk about that and share their personal story with you. You're going to really, it's going to be an eye-opener for you at home. Downtown Blue Ridge, we're going to be here till 10 o'clock. Now, from 10 to 11, I don't have anything scheduled. I just put it like I just threw 10 to 11 out here. You want to bring your dog down 10 to 11? You want to bring Fido down and you want me to introduce Fido and interview him? Bring him on down. You want to come down and talk some politics? Hey, if you're a Democrat out there and you disagree with everything I say, or some of what I say, you can't disagree with everything. I'm pretty much right all the time, so every once in a while you gotta agree with something I say, right, Lonnie? Give me the heads up, Lonnie, or a thumbs up or something over there. Anyhow, Lonnie and I are over here in Blue Ridge. It is raining, but we're undercover. Come down and see us. Hey, if you disagree with someone, come down, 10 to 11. Let's have a talk. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's always open. Tupelo Tea over here. There's a new sign in the window. I think they're opening July 4th weekend. Tupelo Tea, you don't want to miss that. We're at the shops, Sycamore Crossing. Now, Kinte at 10 o'clock for about 5 or 6 minutes. We're going to go in this store. It's a Peruvian store. We're going to go in this store at about 10 o'clock this morning and look around. We've not gone in there. We have the new Blue Home and Gift. That's a great place. And the Broken Bull. Folks, did you miss last week? I mean, I was cool for, 15 minutes? 15 minutes. That's it. I'm your host, BKP. Let me tell you what we got coming up. When we come back, we're going to be meeting with Rick and Melissa. Now, they have a guest with them that we're going to introduce, that someone with them this morning we're going to introduce. But Rick and Melissa Searcy are going to come on the show and share a personal story concerning their daughter. Then at 9:30, at 9 o'clock, right on the dot, we're going to have you heard about Project Chimp? Somebody's bringing 200 chimps to Fannin County. What are your questions? Do you have questions for me this morning on Project Chimp? Send those to 706-889-9700.
Is that why they ended the sit-in on the floor? They were getting moved to Blue Ridge?
Whoa. Lonnie doesn't have a mic, and I can't repeat that. Even as controversial as I am, I'm saving that for 10:15. 10:15. Because that'll give me long enough to actually steal your line. Yeah. That can't come from you. I got to steal that. Okay? Okay, before we go, I tell you to text me, but texting pictures to make fun of my shirt. Really? Really? I mean, I'm trying to go with the summer look and everything. I got the creamsicle going. I'm in downtown Blue Ridge. It's summer. I'm feeling it, having fun. Okay, I can take that. I can take a joke. Lonnie, I'm going to send you this picture. I'm going to send you this picture, and when I do, when I send you this picture, I want you to put it up in our next segment, all right? Thanks out there for the text. We're gonna show this in a little bit. Somebody is having fun with sending me a picture this morning with my shirt, and I really enjoy that. So we'll show you that. Okay. Let's see. Where was I at? Lonnie, that's your job to help me remember where I'm at. Project Chimp. Lonnie said, you know, we're going to move them from the floor of the house down to Fannin County. That's Lonnie. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. Lonnie said it, folks. I did not say that. That's on him. He's swearing he didn't, but folks, he said it. So anyhow, we're going to have that at 9 o'clock. And what am I forgetting? We're at the shops of Sycamore. I named all the shops. There's got to be something I'm forgetting. Oh, huh? What? I already said what's coming up. I mean, what? I don't know. Look, folks, Monday through Thursday, we do a live newscast, the morning report with Kevin Hensley, North Georgia's only live newscast. And we do that Monday through Thursday at 10 o'clock because we're here on Friday. So Monday through Thursday, you tune in 10 o'clock for the North Georgia's only live newscast, the morning report with Kevin Hensley. If you have news, our number is 706-889-9700. That's a 24/7 number for our broadcast here. So you get in touch with us if you have any news. And also, before we go to break, I will talk about it in our 10 o'clock hour where I have a little more space, maybe around 9:30. Yesterday, there was a shocking resignation over at the Blue Ridge, the city of Blue Ridge. Roy Parsons, the head of planning and zoning, sources tell us, sent out an email at 5 o'clock yesterday to the mayor and all council members that he would resign effective July 7th. So our understanding, Roy Parsons has resigned from the head of planning and zoning of the city of Blue Ridge effective July 7th. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Come on down, say hello. I know the weather, it's raining a little bit, but we'll be right back after these brief messages. Lonnie, take us to break. Okay, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge, the shops at Sycamore Crossing. We just went through and showed you all the beautiful shops here. So much to do here in downtown Blue Ridge. And get ready if you hear the train whistle, because it's about that time. As we wrap up this morning, we have had a great show. We're here every Friday morning from 8 to 11. And then we'll be back in the office Monday morning from 8 to 10, Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to 11 on Fridays. But Monday through Thursday, don't forget, 10 a.m. every day is the morning report, North Georgia's only live online local newscast. That's the morning report with Kevin Hensley, Monday morning at 10 a.m. So if you have news out there or you have something you want to share with us, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or chief@fetchernews.com. Folks, the stock market's down 403 points right now. I want to ask you to relax. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, if you had all this money invested in the stock market, you may not feel quite that way. Or if your 401k was tied to it, you might not feel that way. Relax. Everybody relax. I mean, do you realize that we cannot allow any time the will of the people in this world, let's not go just to the country, in the world, okay? It's the will of the people. Brexit. The people in Great Britain decided they were going to go to the ballot box and vote that they wanted to remove themselves from the EU. They want sovereignty. They want to be in charge of their own destination. They want to be in charge of their own trade deals. Here's a novel idea. They like to be a part of their own trade deals. You see, Donald Trump, there's a difference. There's a difference in wanting to do business on the global scale or wanting to be a globalist to enhance your business. Big difference. So Donald Trump is not saying we do not want to take part in trade with the world. He's not saying that. He won't say that, I promise. He just wants you and I, our country, a sovereign country, to make our own trade deals. Period. The European Union, we talked about this over the past several weeks, the European Union is just that. And if you ever look at the Council of Foreign Relations and you go deep, Google the North American Union, okay? And see what they really want. That's why the EU, there's a couple people in charge. I know what you're thinking, but that's the bottom line. A couple people are in charge, and the International Monetary Fund, and everybody's up in arms. You know, here's what might have happened yesterday. I'm going to say billions of dollars. They call them pounds. They all the above. All right, I don't know all the details on the monetary system, but let's just say what happened yesterday is the people of Great Britain said, you know what? We are sending billions and billions of dollars a year to Brussels to be a part of the EU. We're just not seeing the return on investment. Now walk into your local banker today and say you would like to open a business. I'd like to open a business. Oh, you would? Do you have a business plan? Yes, I do. Now I'm going through the business plan and I've yet to see the return on investment. Oh, you mean you want a return on the investment? Yeah, we were kindly wanting to see if we invest, what kind of return on investment do you... Oh, well, that's the EU, folks. And that's how it is in Great Britain. They're not quite seeing the return on investment. So let's say they decided we don't want to send billions and billions and billions of dollars every year to the EU. Now, they pull out. It's going to take a period of 2 years. I'll give you the thumbnail sketch. They can do the form. Look it up, Lonnie. What do they have to file to remove from the EU? It's called a Form 50 or something like that. The official document needed to be filed to come out of the EU. I forget the number, but they have to file this document. So really what the people were doing is voting to file a document to the EU saying they want to leave. Well, David Cameron said, I won't be a part of that. You won't see my name on that because he went around the entire countryside and he said, hey, we need to stay. We don't need to leave. We need to stay. So he has resigned this morning. He says he will resign effective when they can get everybody in place and get everything settled, but he will not be a part of the transition out of the EU into the next stage. He said he's not going into the next stage with Great Britain. He failed. He failed to win for the EU. The EU is an unelected, the people do not elect them, it's an unelected body that controls people. That's it. So, the EU, you file this form. Did you get it? All right. Well, anyhow, you file a form, and it says, I want to leave. They can have a meeting and say, okay, we accept it, you're leaving. Or it could take up to 2 years to leave. So they won't be out of the EU tomorrow morning, but obviously they won't be treated well for a while during the EU. Obama said they put them last in line. They're no longer, to Obama, they're no longer the ally that, we once enjoyed having Great Britain as an ally. To Obama, President Obama, they're not an ally as they once were. But here's what I'm saying. Article 50, right? Right, they got to file Article 50 to the EU saying we want to leave. Takes up to 2 years. Now, in doing that, the EU can accept their Article 50 immediately, or it takes 2 years. They want to leave. That's it. Just want to leave. Why they got to get treated different? Well, wait a minute. If billions and billions of dollars do not go to Brussels to provide for people that's not elected by the people or governed by the people or controlled by the people, and it's vice versa, maybe they cannot pay all those extravagant salaries and perks. I mean, somebody told me, I think I read that they actually get equivalent of $250,000 a year for staff they don't need. Now, this is just, I'm going to give you one example. If you're a parliamentarian, now don't think of it like a parliamentarian for, Great Britain. You're not elected, but if you're a parliamentarian to the EU, not to speak of the great enormous salary you get, all right? Not to speak of the great enormous salary you get. I like the train whistle. I'm okay with that. I got 9 minutes left. Not to speak of the great enormous salary you get. I read where you get a $250,000 equivalent a year allowance for staff. And then I find out that most of the staff turns out to be spouse and children. Interesting. So it's like a $250,000 freebie. The point being is, we need to stop allowing a handful of people to control the monetary fund of the entire world. Let me say that again. We need to stop letting a handful of people control the monetary fund of the entire world. Federal Reserve, IMF, Bank of England, the word, it goes on, okay? That's why they're nervous today, is actually the threat, just the threat of we the people. They've sounded the alarm in Great Britain, just the threat of we the people, just the thought of us wanting to have self-control, just the thought of us wanting to govern and not be governed or controlled, just the thought. Trump said 2 days ago in his speech, we're at a pivotal point. Either we're going to make a decision that we're ruled by the people or ruled by the politicians. So I'll get away from that. I got a couple minutes here. I want to wrap up. Stock market's down 394. Relax, people. Please relax. Go on your trips. Go out shopping. Don't let these people, they're going to try to manipulate the world and manipulate the money system just enough to make it to where they're going to try, I'm trying to go all the way around saying it, they're going to try to punish the people that voted to govern themselves yesterday. That's what they do, okay? Now, President Obama lost in the Supreme Court. And I want to wrap up with this. I've got 3 or 4 other things, but I want to wrap up with this morning. A crushing blow, this comes from CNN, there's several articles out there. A crushing blow to the White House. The Supreme Court announced Thursday it was evenly divided in a case concerning President Obama's controversial executive action on immigration. The one-sentence ruling issued without comment or dissent means that the programs will remain blocked from going into effect, and the issue will remain returned to the lower court. It is exceedingly unlikely the programs will go into effect for the remainder of Obama's presidency. Obama, speaking at the White House, lamented the ruling. And the president said at the White House, for more than 2 decades now, our immigration system, everybody acknowledges, has been broken, Obama said. And the fact that the Supreme Court wasn't able to issue a decision today doesn't just set the system back even further, it takes us further from the country that we aspire to be. The country that we aspire to be, do we aspire to be a country of illegals here? Do we aspire to be a country of lawless people what do we aspire to be? All right, does it never interest you the way this president comes out and says what we aspire to be, or if you don't do this, it's your fault? I, for one, cannot be any happier with the thought that we're only a couple months, several months away from this being over. But the concern I have is Hillary Clinton. So I'm going to tell you right now, Hillary Clinton aspires to be everything Barack Obama aspires to be. Because, see, the country that we aspire to be, in his words, President of the United States, that's the same country that Hillary Clinton aspires to be. It's called a globalist world, without boundaries, without borders. See, that's the catchword, aspire, this morning. So, folks, if you aspire to be a borderless country, a lawless country, no definition of who we are, then you side with the president this morning concerning the Supreme Court's judgment. But if you would like to be a sovereign country with borders, with direction, that dictates, not dictates, I don't even want that word in there, but has a direction of us again being free with our, then we need to stay away from aspire. We need to stay away from Hillary Clinton. Let me explain what this means really quick. We have 4 Supreme Court justices, and we have 4 Supreme Court justices. It's split. We don't have 9. When Justice Antonin Scalia died, we are now at a stalemate, 4-4 on the court, okay, for most of the decisions. It's very, very important that Donald Trump is elected and the Republicans can put a conservative Supreme Court justice on the bench to get a 5-4 decision. When a court is deadlocked, 4-4, then it does not render a decision, it does not write a dissent, and the judges do not individually come out and make comments at all concerning the case. It just puts out a sentence saying, we're at a stalemate, deadlock, it's over, move it back. What happens then is you refer back to the ruling of the lower court. And the lower court ruling here is the Fifth Circuit, okay? It's the Fifth Circuit ruled that President Obama's immigration plan was unconstitutional. His executive order, he did all by himself. See, everything that's broken or he feels is broken, he feels he needs to fix by himself. It's 10:58, we got to go. We're going to be back Monday morning. Don't forget, check out fetchernews.com, find Project Chips on there. We'll put the flyer up, go to the website, go to everything. I'm excited. Go to our website, look at our community section, Project Chimps. Go to Facebook, look at Project Chimps. Go to our Twitter feed at fetchernews.com, look for Project Chimps. Also, go to fetchernews.com and share on fetchernews.com, share our special segment this morning on cannabis oil, also known as medical marijuana. I'm out of here, Lonnie. Let's pack up. Let's hit the road. Our next location, our next stop, I don't know where we're at on the next train of the Good Morning Fetcher News tracks. I'll see you Monday morning, 8 a.m. Have a nice weekend, folks. We're out of here.